Okay guys, let's get a closer look at the brakes and all the components that make up the brake system. There's a lot to it, so check it out. Alright, well before we jump on the brakes, let's take a quick look here at the shop and what's going on. I picked up another table. I'm not sure if you saw the other video, but I actually acquired two of these tables at the same time from the same person, but I was able to get the other one in the shop. It's got a really cool vise on it, but as you can see, I'm using it. This one has most of the engine components on it. Got the case back from Dennis. He did a pretty good job cleaning that up, and it still needs a little bit of work, but we're getting there. And the heads, really nice. He cleaned the heads up for me and did some work on those. So you may have seen the ultrasonic video where we cleaned some of the other parts and pieces, the fuel pump and the carburetor and stuff like that. So there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm trying to organize all the engine parts on this table. There's still a bunch of engine parts over here, like the jugs and stuff like that, but here is the engine. It's coming together. The other table I'm using for to work off of as my working table, tools and stuff like that. So it's coming along pretty good. But a lot of you guys mentioned I needed to get a magnet tray. I actually had this one. It was just sitting at the end of the table and it was full of other stuff, but it's working out great for the carburetor parts. If you didn't see that carburetor video, go check it out. It's pretty cool. But I am waiting to rebuild the carburetor for a couple different reasons, but one of the main reasons is I ordered the wrong kit. So this kit's very similar. It's for a 28 PIC PCIT, whatever the hell it is, 28 PICT. I ordered the wrong kit. But some of these parts are interchangeable. As you can see, like those parts look very similar, but the gasket is obviously different. So I need to order the right one, and I will do that. Wolfsburg West has those, so we'll get that done. These are all the brake components, a lot of the brake components, the new master cylinder, the brake lines, the wheel cylinders for the front and the rear, and all the bolts and nuts and stuff like that. This is Wolfsburg West's website, and you can see all of the different pieces and parts. There's the master cylinder. Now if you click on that, it opens up another page where you can choose which one you want to buy, the year. Very, very detailed. This is the one I ordered. It's a really nice one. And these are the brake cylinders, wheel cylinders. I have all of these pieces. So we just have to get to it and start putting everything in. But it's really cool. This website is very, very nice. I love the way they have everything set up. I mean, you can see the complete system here. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's get the master cylinder and go ahead and fit it on, and we'll get the flexible brake line and the hard lines, and we'll start messing around with it and try to wrap our head around. I borrowed these line benders from Dennis. He was gracious enough to let me borrow those, so those should come in handy, because let's see, let's grab one of these here. A lot of the lines have to have bends in them. This bend right here will need to put that on there. There's probably a couple others. There's the old hose, the old flexible hose, and this is the new one. So it's gonna be nice. So master cylinder is going to go right in here. I've already cleaned this up a little bit with the metal brush. And there's the old lines. And here's the old flex line. We'll go ahead and pull this line out here and pull out this flex line, and we'll put in a new master cylinder and just kind of start to fit the pieces together. Alright, let's do a quick fit test and see how this is going to fit in here. Alright, so we've got the master cylinder in there. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So let's get this line out and see if we can find the one that goes with this in the kit, in the new kit, and try to match it up. Alright, let's see if we can break this old line loose. I don't have the proper line wrench. I bought a set, but it didn't come with an 11, and I need an 11. So we got the old standard wrench here. Let's see if we can get it loose. It's seized on there pretty good. Yeah, that's on there tight. We may just have to cut this right here. Probably be the best thing to do. Let me get a pair of pliers. If I can hold that bottom, maybe it'll come loose. Nope, it is seized. It's rusted shut. It's rusted shut. All right, let's cut it right here. That'll give us a good idea where it needs to be as far as the bend goes. All right, cut. Well, this thing should be able to knock that off of there now, I think. Let's see. On there pretty good. Right. Okay, I got that off. There it is. All right, let's get that brake drum off and see what we're working with back there. I've had this drum off already a month or so ago and cleaned it up a little bit. It still needs to be cleaned up. We just took it off to get a quick look at it, but so we'll get all this cleaned up really good, put in new grease, and clean the bearings. Hopefully the bearings are still good. And let's see, we want to break this one loose, right? There's a jumper going from here to here. Alright, so there's a jumper line that goes from here around here. So there's two wheel cylinders in the front. And we've got this flex line comes in the back here and goes into the back of this wheel cylinder. So we need to disconnect that. Alright, let's get this little jumper line off. If we can. Alright, so I put the bolts back in the cylinder so I could get a better grip on this flex line here. It's a 14. Let's see if we can break this loose. There we go. Alright. Now that's loose. Okay, now let's see if we can get this off. We got the flex line loose in the back. Do that first. This not come loose, so I'll have to try to probably have to cut it like we did the other one, but I don't know if the kit comes with that little line. I don't want to cut it. Looks like it's not rusted. It's in pretty good shape. Let's see if we take out this adjuster screw. Maybe we can get a better grip on the this line right here. Yeah. All right. That helped. I don't know if we can reuse that line or not. It looks pretty complicated to bend. Let me know what you guys think. So you can see this is gonna be a multi-part video. We'll have to make several videos of this, but hopefully you guys can gain something from it. Okay. All right. See if we can get this one on the bottom loose. We might need to pull this star out too. It's kind of in the way. Oh. I think we got it. Alright, hopefully we can reuse this line because it looks pretty complicated to bend. Clean it up really good maybe. Alright, there it is. There it is. Okay, now we gotta go around the back and take the flex line off. Alright, so the flex line has this bracket on it that holds it, keeps it from moving. We need to get that bracket off. See what size that is. Is that a 15? Yep. All right. Grease fitting and a clamp holder. Alright, so there's the flex line clamp disconnected. We should be able to turn this. We should be able to hold the cylinder and turn the line. Get that off of there. There it is. There it is, guys. There's one of the front wheel cylinders. We'll set it next to the new one here in a minute and compare them. And there is the line. All right, let's get this other cylinder off. Let's get this other wheel cylinder off real quick. So there's two on the front on each side, and the rears get one. They're tight. Right.
Ordering online, so I'm gonna say two things, you're gonna say what you want.
Alright, let's go ahead and get the bearing off and the plate. A little dirty. A little dirty. Alright, let's pull this plate off. Alright guys, there's all the bits. The drum, the bearings, cylinders, hose, bolts, the other bearing, whatever the spacer is, and that jumper line to go in between the two cylinders and the backing plate. So there's the axle, and it's amazing how much I cleaned all that dirt and grime off of this, but there's still some in there. There's still a little bit hiding some of the crevices I missed. It's kind of crazy, but we'll get that cleaned up a little more, and I'm gonna put this grease fitting back in here before I lose it. We'll get that all cleaned up. Alright, let's see if we can get this line out, and we'll try to at least run that line. But yeah, there's all the bits. Let me grab a couple of the newer parts and we'll compare them. Okay, so here's some of the new parts we can compare to the old ones. There's a new master cylinder, or a new wheel cylinder. There's the old wheel cylinder, one of them, and then there's a new one. Looks pretty good. So, it's got this little fitting here, put in there, and those look good. And then you've got these little adjuster stars. You know, there's the original. I might not necessarily need the new ones, but I just went ahead and got them anyway. They're fairly cheap, and just in case, you know, one of the threads go bad or something. But I might just clean up the original and use it, and have these on standby if I need them. Same thing with the nuts, the adjuster screw. Got some of those. And this is got all this stuff from Wolfsburg West. Let's see, this backing plate is pretty sweet. Brand new, nice heavy duty steel. Got this from Wolfsburg West. Here's the one that came off of Rusty. It's not terrible. It could probably be, you could probably sandblast this and clean it up and repaint it, and it'd be fine. And but I might just use the new ones. They look pretty sweet, and I'll hold on to these just in case. We'll see. We'll clean it up, and maybe we'll sandblast it and paint it and clean it up and and see how it looks. But either way, I've got the new ones for the front and the back if we need them. And they have these little clips here that hold the brake line. So I got some new of those. And those are, you need several of those around the brake system. Holds everything. Got these little grommets that go in, you know, there's one here. They just keep the line from touching the metal so it doesn't cut through the metal. Got a bunch of those. And there's the new hose. I didn't see this bracket on their website. I'm not sure if they have this one. They had the ones for the rear. I have to double check. But if not, we can just clean this one up and reuse it. It looks like it's straight, so it should be fine to reuse that bracket if we need to. But yeah, we'll get all the bearings, everything cleaned up and looking good, and we'll put everything back on and get it working. All right, let's see where this line goes. We're gonna go underneath. So it's here. Get the flashlight. And there it is. That's it there. There it is. All right, let's see. See if this tin fits. Yep. Ah. Nice. It's a tight spot. And you can't get the whole thing on there. You have to find the right spot. There we go. Hold on. Trying to hold it with one hand, hold the camera with one hand, and look. I'm actually looking at the bolt through the camera, which actually looks pretty good. So you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing what you're seeing. Oh, come on, jeez. What a pain that is. Okay. Whew. Crap. Alright, we'll leave that there for now. So here's the line. It's loose there. It's loose there. Okay. And it goes over here. So, well, there's actually fluid coming out of that. That's crazy. Still brake fluid in there. Alright, let's see if we can crazy bends on these things. So we're gonna have to try to get as close to these bends as possible so we can get the new line back in there. So somewhere in this kit should be a line, probably straight, and we have to bend it. Let's see. Alright, let's open this kit and see if we can find a line. Alright, so there are the lines. There's a really short one. These two. These three. Then there's this one. They gradually get longer all the way up. So this must be this one right here. Because these are two, that wouldn't be long enough. It has to be this one right here. But I think before I start bending anything, I might take the one off the other side and see what it looks like. Alright, well that's gonna wrap it up for this one. We'll get more involved with it in the next video, bending some lines and just get further along the process. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.